Hello, everybody, TK here, and welcome to my review of the Transformers Legacy Leo Prime. Legacy Evolution, actually, my very first Legacy Evolution figure. I wanted this guy, man. I thought he just looked so damn cool, and I've always really liked this design. I was even tempted to get the Masterpiece figure back when it came out, just because, I don't know, I dig this design. I don't really know why I dig it, but I just do. My eye looks at this design and goes, yeah. But so I did pick him up from Target yesterday, and he is a lot of fun. This is a very, very, very cool figure. And if you haven't picked him up yet, or you're thinking about picking him up, in this review, I might just convince you to go grab this guy, because he is quite cool. So without further ado, let's get in here on this guy. So first up, of course, the head sculpt is very Optimus Prime-y. It's basically just an Optimus Prime head sculpt. But he also has a second head sculpt right here on his shoulder, a big-ass lion head. Now, a lot of people made fun of this lion head, but I actually think it looks pretty good, aside from the eyes. I think the eyes are honestly the only problem with this lion head, because I just feel like they look kind of phoned in, the eyes. I feel like they could have looked a lot better if they had put more work into the eyes. It's probably it was probably a matter of the budget, because this figure is extremely, like, the plastic quality in this guy is absolutely phenomenal. Everything works really good. All the tolerances are great. There's absolutely no floppy joints whatsoever, which you guys know how much I love that and how much I appreciate that. The plastic feels nice and robust. Really excellent. So the budget was probably ran out when they got to this eyes, and they had to end up using the same plastic for this. Now, I don't know anything about this character. I haven't watched this show. I don't think you have either. So I don't know anything about this character. I don't know if that's actually accurate at all. I haven't paid that close enough attention to the design, but I do not like those eyes, and I might actually paint them myself. I might actually try to find a better way to paint those up. But that face does look really good, honestly. Aside from the eyes, I actually think the face looks great. It's very accurate to like a real life lion, and I dig the little beard piece right here. I really dig that. Now, moving down to his torso, it looks very cool. You have a nice Maximal symbol right here, and then this piece right here, there is some nice paint work right here as well, some silver, and some nice little silver picked out for these little dots right here. But this piece right here with the Maximal symbol can actually be opened up, which is pretty cool. Now, it might look like this piece can be opened up as well, but it can't. There's nothing going on with this piece. It can't be opened up. That hinge is actually for the transformation, as is this one, but this one is also connected to this little gimmick where you can open up this little door here. And it's very easy. It might look like it might be difficult, but no, you can just plop it right open. It's really cool. And you can probably plug a blast effect on there. I don't have any blast effects on me at the moment, so I can't test that, but I think you could probably do it. I don't know if it's supposed to be like a cannon. Again, I don't know anything about this character, so I don't know if that's supposed to be like a cannon, you plug a blast effect on it, but whatever. It is very cool. This guy's actually quite gimmick heavy, which is really fun to see. Anyway, moving down to the arms. I'm sure a lot of the criticism this figure probably gets. I haven't paid attention to the Transformers community in a very long time, so I don't know what the general consensus on this guy is. But I'm sure that a lot of people probably bitched and moaned about the giant arms hanging off of his arms there. And I'm not gonna sit here and tell you that it has no merit. There is literally arms just hanging off his arms, but it's so weird. It's almost like they're kind of just part of this design, and I honestly haven't really had any issue with them whatsoever. And honestly, I haven't actually tried this yet, but you probably could just pop these off of their ball joint. I haven't tested this yet. It's very tough. I don't know if you want to go through with that, actually. You might want to disregard what I was saying there. It's on a ball joint, so if you wanted to, you could pop those off of the ball joint, but I was not able to do it just now. I pulled pretty hard, and I was not able to do it. And I will also say, on this arm over here, I have kind of a stress mark going on right there. You're probably not going to be able to see it too well on the camera, but I have a stress mark right here on this arm right there. There you go. You can kind of see it right there on that arm right there. And I am a little bit worried about that. Now, it's only on the top half. If I look at his arm from the bottom here, that stress mark is not there. So it hasn't gone all the way through the arm yet. So while I am worried about this, I'm sure that if I'm just careful with it and I don't try and manhandle that arm at all, I'm sure it will be fine, because it hasn't permeated back to the back of his arm on the other side there. I'm not going to be able to show you, but yes, I do a little stress mark there, so be very careful with the arms. That's why why I say you should probably not risk trying to pop these off of the ball joints just to get rid of them. Because honestly, they are just kind of part of his design, aren't they? And honestly, I haven't really found them getting in the way all that much. They look like they'd be like the most intrusive thing ever, like they literally always be in the way. But honestly, when you pose him, it kind of just adds a nice little layer to him. They kind of just look like they're part of his design, and it makes his design very cool and unique. Like here is Laser Optimus Prime here, and if you can see, and as you can see here, you know, just a regular ass arm. But this guy with his crazy ass design, he's got this giant freaking leg hanging down from his arm, and it's cool. It just makes the figure unique, and I kind of like it, honestly. And if you want to, you can also flip the leg out just like this, and then you can flip out a little claw from the hand right there. So this can be like a melee weapon, which is really fun. You can have a lot of fun with this, actually. I honestly really dig it. I think this is super cool. And then when you're done, you just flip that back in, and you flip that back in, and there you go. Very, very, very cool if you ask me. Moving down to the little waist piece here, he has a nice little blue picked out right there, and then some nice yellow right there with these little spots on the waist right there, and a nice gray plastic. And then moving down to the legs, I love this vibrant red right here, and then some nice dark metal gray, and some blue right there, and then some nice gold for the toenails right there. Lots of paint on this guy. Definitely put a lot of thought into the paint. He's very, very, very well broken up. Like, I actually just now realized this while making this review. He's very, very well painted, man. Really, really nice job on this guy. Now, as for articulation, it's pretty good for the most part. The head is kind of tight, but it is on a ball joint, so you can move it around, but be a little careful because it is very, very tight. Just be ever so slightly careful. And it is on a little hinge piece for the transformation, and it does allow it to just kind of move forward a little bit. Just a little bit. You're not going to get a lot of movement out of that, but it is there, so I did want to point it out. The arms, they are kind of hindered by these giant shoulder pieces right here, because he has the tail piece right here, and then of course the giant lion head right here. So that's obviously going to hinder them, but they can move back a little bit. This piece can rotate back, which gives you a lot more movement in the arms right there. And then the lion, for the transformation, can actually, you can take the lion head and you can slide it out, which gives you a little bit of movement to move it out of the way and bring it up. See what I mean? Lots of thought put into this guy, man. I'm so happy I did grab this guy, man. So damn cool. Very well done. So the arms are very nicely articulated. You only have a little over a 90-degree at the arm right there, but I haven't found myself too broken up about it, even though he does have some little pistols, so it would be cool if you could get him in a sharpshooter pose. I haven't really found myself really pining for those double jointed elbows on this guy. I'm not sure why, but I haven't. There's no wrist swivel because of the transformation. His wrists are kind of connected to a certain transformation joint. He has a nice waist swivel right here at the torso. His legs are super, super robust. They are pinned in the back here, and they feel amazing. Just the nice tight of these legs are just ridiculously tight. Look at this. That's the knee. So look at this. If I hold him right here, see that? Look how tight that leg is. That is absolutely beautiful. And then you have a swivel right here at the knee. You have a nice amount of movement right here at the leg. And then you have a beautiful dedicated ankle joint right here for the feet. So, so nice. I'm so happy to finally have a figure of this character, man. I've always wanted a figure of this character, and I was really tempted to get that Masterpiece one. I'm so happy this thing exists. But now let's get into one of my favorite things about this figure, the accessories. So, we get two sets of accessories here. We get the cool set, the set that I like. You get these guns right here. These are nice, these are a nice gold plastic right here. They have a little handle right here. There is a spot for a blast effect. Again, I don't have any blast effects on me right now, so I'm sorry I can't show that, but you can just plug these into his hand right there, and you can give him these little pistols right there, and you can give him two of these so he can dual wield them. And I personally think these are super, super cool. I am a big fan of pistols. Do keep that in mind. I think pistols are awesome. I actually think pistols are one of the coolest kind of guns, and I think these are cool. I think you can get some really good pose with them. Get a nice like pointing and shooting pose right here. Get like that. Bring one down. And I'm going to show you in a second here why these things are so cool. You can get a really good pose right there, especially if you put a blast effect on that. Super cool. I really like these guns. But the main thing I love about these guns is that wonderful two little words that you guys know I love so much. Weapon storage. This guy has some of the coolest weapon storage I've ever seen. So, this lion head right here, you have this little section right here. You can see there's a pin right there. Now, if you bring your finger up here and you just pop up this little section right here, you can fold this piece up and you have these two little pegs here. Now you can plug these guns into these pegs into these peg holes, I should say, just like that. And you can use this as like a weapon thing. You can like turn his head this way and be like, here we go, say hello to my little friend. And you can make it better in a second here, which I'm going to show you. But the coolest part about this is once you've plugged those on, you can literally just fold them away and they're gone. That is your weapon storage. And I think that is just the coolest thing ever. Like, I can't even put into words how awesome I think this is. I'm not sure it's quite on the same level as my beloved Studio Series Galvatron, one of my favorite Transformer figures in my entire collection. Yeah, I'm not sure it's quite on that level, but it is definitely really, really high tier weapon storage. I dig the hell out of this. And we also get these other two little guns right here, and these don't have a peg hole. They just have this little tab piece right here, and this tabs in to right here on this main. So you can tab it in this way, and then I dropped the other one on the ground. And you can tab those in just like that. And then of course you can fold out those, and boom, you have 4 guns right there. Now these are more useful for his lion mode, but one more thing you can do with these, however, again, be careful when you're doing this because I did talk about that stress mark earlier. These little pieces right here on his arms, these can be hinged out. They're very tight though, be careful again. So you can hinge those out, and then you can take these guns, and you should be able to just plug them just like that. So you can plug the gun right there as well. So this kind of looks like a claw, and then you have another gun right there. So you can either use them as claws or guns, and then of course, you can take his other guns out of his lion head here, and bada bing, bada boom. You have all kinds of cool ways to display this guy. And of course, once again, just to show this again in case you forgot, you do also have those awesome lion claws as well, which is super, super cool. So tons of gimmicks, tons of fun to be had with Legacy Leo Prime. Alrighty, for comparison, I apologize, I don't have too many comparisons, but here is the Legacy Laser Prime right here, and here is Optimus Primal right here. And that's a fun little group shot, isn't it? I like that. And I do have one more comparison. Here is my glorious Studio Series Galvatron. So there you go. I apologize again for not having too many comparisons, but hopefully it gave you a good sense of the size. Alright, now this transformation is probably going to look pretty crazy, but bear with me here. Once you get the hang of it, it's actually it's pretty fun, and you won't really think of it as a big ordeal. So first thing you want to do is pull out the lion head so that you can move it back just like this, and then bring his arm forward, probably rotate it up a little bit, do the same on the little butt piece right here, and you want to make sure that you flip out this little tail piece, because it's, yeah, if you can very easily transform without flipping that in, and then you'll realize that the last second you're like, oh shit, now I have to untransform that piece, and you have to do that. Pull this little back piece up right here, and then this is really cool the way that this works. This entire section right here, there's a little piece right here that this actually like softly clicks in, and you just rotate this entire piece around just like that. So all of that is now vertical. It's pretty crazy. I really like that. It has a little semicircle right there that just softly rotates up and clicks into that little piece right there. Very, very neat. Next, you want to come to this chest piece here. You want to get your fingernail under this piece right here with the blue piece, and you just want to get your fingernail under there and just pop that piece up and just open that little piece up right there. Bring that piece out just like that, and then you want to fold the head into this little crevasse right here, and then bring up these two pieces on the arms right here and make sure that these arm pieces are out of the way. Then you want to bring this piece right here, you see a hand right here. You want to bring this down. You want to rotate this around and then bring it back up just like that. Then at this point, we'll go ahead and we'll actually finish up the torso here. So we're gonna come up here, and we want to get his arms in the proper way. So what you want to do is you want to make sure that this small pin piece right here is facing forward, and then you want to bring this around like that. You want to take the this leg piece right here, fold this out, and you want to take his hand. You can also rotate that out, and then you want to take his hand right there, flip that in, and then it will clip in place just like there. It will softly tab in place just right there, and then bring that up. Do the same thing on this side. So bring this up just like this, and then rotate this around like that. Make sure that that pin piece is still in the front. You want to make sure that that little pin piece is still in the front. Bring that out, bring that down, and then flip in the hand just like that. Now, you want to bring this entire thing right here. You can see there's a little tab right there, and that's going to go into this little slot right there in the arm. So you want to bring that in. This piece is going to fill in the main, and then you just have that in right there. And tab that in right there, and then do the same thing on this side. So bring that in and tab that in just like that. Then you want to bring this piece down. Oh wait, no, you actually want to bring this piece down first, and then bring that down, and then these will tab it together just like that. And then bring his legs right here, rotate them on this ball joint, bring that back, and then there's a tab and a slot right there, and just line those up and tab that in just like that. And do the same thing on this other side here. So bring that back, tab that in just like that, and boom, there you go. And then you want to bring the legs down here. You want to tab his butt in place just like that. It's going to tab in place just like that, very easy. And then you want to bring this piece down. There's 2 tabs right here and 2 tabs on the other side, and that will just literally just go down. It literally just finds its way home really easily. And then you want to bring that piece down right there and tab all that in just like that. Make sure that piece is lined up right there. And lastly, you want to come back to the legs here. You want to rotate it right here, rotate it right here, flip in this piece right here, and then you want to untab his legs right there, just like that, and that's going to bring that back just like that. So again, right here, rotate that around, flip that in, rotate that piece around, and then untab that and bring that back just like that. And then bring his little beard piece down, flush against there. And there you have Leo Prime in his lion mode. Saru! Medieval. I don't know what the hell that was, but this is the Lion mode of Leo Prime, and I think it looks awesome, honestly. Like, I really, really freaking love this Lion mode. This is so cool. They did such a great job in covering up all of the robot junk. There's a little bit showing here and there, but honestly, like, you can barely even tell that this thing transforms. Up at the front here, there is admittedly some hinges and whatnot, but still, I still don't think it looks too bad at all. Now, I will say the articulation on this mode isn't the best. The back legs have tons of articulation. You can move them all around. They can go up. You still have the ankle pivot. Tons of articulation on the back legs. But the front legs are basically bricks. They can be moved forward, they can be moved back, and then they have ever so slight amount of in and outward thanks to being on a ball joint. Now you can unpeg them from this piece, and that, I guess, it could be used as some extra articulation, but it's not gonna result in too much, so you probably just want to leave it plugged in. Very unfortunate. And then the head is completely locked in place aside from a jaw articulation right there, which is pretty darn cool as well. So we can be like, hi, my name's Phil. I don't know why I always see that when I look at the opening jaws on a Transformer Beast mode, but regardless, you have that. You can also wag his tail if you want to, so he can go all wrong on you if you want to and blow down an entire forest. Absolutely love this lion mode. I think it is so cool, and again, I really like the lion face. I know a lot of people made fun of it, but honestly, I think if it was if the eyes had just had a little bit more work put in them, I don't think many people would have actually made fun of the lion face. I think it's a really cool looking lion face. Like it kind of just looks like Simba or Mufasa or whatever. I don't know. I haven't seen The Lion King in a very long time. But awesome lion mode in my opinion. I think it's so cool. And then all of that, and you also have gimmicks in the lion mode. Again, you can pop this piece up and boom, laser lion right there. So you just pop those up. Again, these can just go down. And I really like that you have a nice little opening right here just to get a fingernail and easily pop those right out right there. Super cool. And then of course, you can take the guns and add them on to here as well. Now, of course, you can also flip out these pieces from the arms right here. Those are those arm pieces. You can flip those out, and again, you can plug the gun into those. I'm not going to show that, though, because, again, mine has a stress mark, and I don't want to put too much pressure on this because these are tough to get out. So I don't want to risk breaking my figure because I really like this thing. So, but yes, you can do that. And again, you can plug blast effects on those and have a ton of fun with them. And you can also bring his claws back out here. So you can bring out his little claws right here, and boom, he can go all attack lion on you. So he has guns that flip out of his head right there. You can leave those down if you want to, come those out, and then, oh god, time to get the guns out. So cool, man. What a fun little figure. I feel this figure reminds me of like the old Unicron trilogy toys that are just full of gimmicks and they're just so much fun to play with, man. Taking me back. I love it. What a cool figure, man. So yeah, that is it for the lion mode. I don't really have any comparisons to give you in the lion mode, so we're just gonna jump into the final thoughts. Actually, no, I will throw a few comparisons in here. Alrighty, and for comparison, in the lion mode, here is Optimus Primal. So there you have that. So you can see he's a very long boy. He's a big boy in this mode. Really cool. Definitely feels like he is very much worth the Voyager price point. And here is two truck guys. Here is Studio Series Mixmaster, and here is Studio Series 86 Hot Rod. I apologize for these random comparisons, but it is the best I can give you guys. So there you have that. You can see he's basically about, if I bring the camera up here so you can actually see, he's basically about, he's a little bit bigger than a standard truck guy, or shorter, I guess, like the length of him. But you can see the length right there. So here we go, laying him up right there. There you go. Yeah, there you go. Hopefully that helps. One more thing before we get into my final thoughts. I actually have one more big issue with this figure. This is actually probably my only real major issue with this figure, and that is this back piece. When you're transforming him back into robot mode, this back piece is like impossible, man. This whole thing just locks together so tightly, and it's so difficult because you have to pull all of these pieces up individually. You have to pull up the butt piece right here with the tail. Now this piece, you have tons of real estate in there to get in there to plug that piece up. This piece, you get your fingernails under this top piece here and you can pop that piece up. But this one, this locks in place so tightly back here into this little butt piece that this piece is just impossible to get up. And then pop this out. Okay, you know what? That wasn't actually too hard. So maybe I've transformed him quite a few times. So maybe this is finally, this is still really like tight though. There we go. Okay, so every single time before I just did that just now, every single time I've done this, this piece has fully popped off of the hinge. It literally popped off of the hinge and I had to put it back on. But maybe now that all of these slots and pegs have been stretched out a little bit more from me transforming him back and forth so many times, maybe this issue isn't actually an issue anymore because I was able to pull it out pretty easily there. So actually, nice. And there you have Legacy Leo Prime. I really like this guy. My final thoughts on this guy are super duper positive. This is my first Transformer I've bought in quite some time, and I am extremely satisfied, man. Such a cool figure to, such a cool figure, man. Really, so many cool gimmicks to play with. A lot of really fun things about this figure. I honestly don't even mind the legs underneath his arms. I honestly think they just add to the figure. I think they're such a cool and unique thing that makes this character stand out, makes this figure stand out, and I like them. I like what they add to his silhouette. I like the way they look. His articulation's great. His transformation is fun. A little clashy, but for the most part, it's really fun, especially once you get the hang of it. Yes, articulation's great. The paintwork is superb. The quality of the plastic is absolutely immaculate. I love how nice and robust he feels, especially to move around. I will say I have noticed a few paint scuffs here and there. I have one right here on his leg. It's probably not showing up on the camera. Oh man. There you go. You can just barely see it right there. Little black spot right there. Super duper inconsequential. Really doesn't make any real difference whatsoever, but I did want to point it out. But I did also just notice right now, literally just a couple seconds ago when I finished transforming him, I also have another little red spot right here. Let me pull the lion mane out. Right here. You can see it right there. Another little red spot right there, smudge right there. Again, no big deal. No one's ever going to even see it. Nobody's literally ever going to see it, so it's not that big a deal. But I did want to point them out anyway because I am a reviewer. I absolutely love the way that these guns work, how you can put them on there and then flip them back and forth in and out, take them out and give them to him as pistols, which I love as well. Obviously, you also have this little piece right here, which is fun to play with. You have the claws that can flip out from the legs, which are fun to play with. Give him some big old fucking things right there. Have a lot of fun with that. So he's got his melee, he's got his ranged weapons. Such a cool figure, man. I honestly love him. I honestly love this guy. If you haven't picked him up yet, definitely go pick him up. Even if you have no interest in the character whatsoever, I still highly recommend picking this guy up. He's very well done, man. Super satisfied, really. I'm going with an S tier. I think he is such a fun figure, man. If you're really into Transformers, you should definitely grab him, man. He is worth having, really. Thank you all so much for watching this video. Hope you enjoyed it. If you did, maybe give me a like and subscribe for more content. And with that being said, this is DK Guillotine, signing out.